Hey guys, this is Teddy's General, and before I start the Let's Play, I just want to thank Atukomanga, also known as Waldo, for making that kick-ass opening for me. I really wasn't expecting it, and then he sent me in on Skype, said, "Here you go." I'm like, oh, this is fucking badass. Now I've got like a little introduction thing to put for my videos. So, continuing on with things that I want to try new, and yes! The next game I'm going to be doing a Let's Play on to kind of fill in the gap between this and whenever I can get a copy of Myst 3 will be Ganbare Goemon 2 on the SNES. This game, like the rest of the Ganbare Goemon series, was not released in America because Konami thought Western audiences wouldn't understand the quirky Japanese humor. I'd have to digress because Mystical Ninja starring Goemon on the N64 is a really funny game, regardless. I mean, all the jokes made sense, to be honest. So I really don't know why they didn't do it. So yeah, this is what the box art looks like. I might start doing this with my Let's Plays from now on, along with a neat little intro bump. And now we're going to dissolve the black, or dissolve to the frame, and now we'll actually start the ROM. Now, because this game, and you're seeing shit now, because I turned up volume. Now, because this game was not released in America, no one has bothered. What is going on? Controllers. Okay. Yeah, because this game was not released in America, you know, there was never a proper, you know, this isn't in English, so I don't know what's going on in the story, and no one has even bothered doing a fan translation, which kind of shocks me because, you know, both this game and 2 and 3, from what I've heard from a lot of people who can speak Japanese or are a huge fan of the series, they pretty much say that 3 is the best overall, and the third Ganbare Goemon game plays a lot like Legend of Zelda, while 2 and 4 are pretty much side-scrollers, much like the future game, Goemon's Great Adventure on the N64. Now, unlike the first Goemon game on the SNES, you can actually pick between 3 characters. Yae has not yet been introduced. She'll come in on Ganbare Goemon 3. And because I don't feel like playing Goemon or the Samaru, I'm going to be playing Sasuke. And I am going to show the cutscenes even though I can't read what's going on, so I can't do any narrations. However, the plot of this game is this Western Shogun comes over to Japan and he's going to pretty much westernize the entire country. It's a very quirky take on pretty much, you know, on like Western influence in the East, and I kind of like it. So pretty much you have to take out the Shogun and his rabbit army as they try to basically just take over Japan, because that's what everyone wants to do. So, yeah. Currently, the trio is on a resort island because they need to get after their well-deserved adventure after saving Princess Yuki. And of course, Sasuke is now on the team because he was actually originally a boss in the first game. He's probably explaining the plot. Yes, that's who we have to fight. I think the best part is he actually makes if I remember correctly, he's actually one of the bosses you fight in Castle 4 of Goemon's Great Adventure on the SNES. He's actually lives in the Spirit Domain, and he's basically helping out the Samaru's relative, the weird priestess in some weird kooky wear form, and yeah, she's actually introduced in the third game, which sucks because in Goemon's Great Adventure she was introduced and they expected everyone to know who she was, which was kind of weird since, you know, the third game never made it to America, so what can you do? Chapter 1! And here we go! As you can tell, the game basically plays like a traditional side-scroller, much like Mario, except we can't actually jump on enemies, we have to use our shurikens. Which has always been the one thing I've always loved about, Sasaki. It's the fact that he can basically throw shurikens, and he's pretty much a clockwork ninja. And just like everything else, he can actually extend his hair and kill enemies. So much like your basic side-scrollers in the SNES days, B is jump, Y is your main attack, and in this game R basically switches your weapons between your traditional weapon and your throwing weapon, which will basically use Ryu, which is the currency in the game. So yeah, the fish is one of the many rideable objects you can basically get in this game. And much like the fish in Kirby's Dream Land 2, he can't move on land to save his life. However, he excels in the water. And I got the treasure trove, which is really what I wanted to get. And I've already hit the end stage. To complete levels, just gotta shoot the head off the giant Tanuki statue. And because I can exploit a glitch by using the fish, I can collect all the coins without having to worry about spilling anything. So we move off the resort island and move on to the first village of the game. And here's Wiseman talking. Proudly telling us about the general, and he's also giving us the magic conch shell that lets us introduce Colin, our awesome fighting robot Impact. Yes, I believe this was also the first game that Impact was introduced. And unlike the future games, he's just a robot. However, we find out in Ganbare Goemon 4, Wiseman didn't build him. He actually came to Earth on his own. And he's actually trying to he basically finds out that his home planet of Impact and its surrounding solar system has pretty much been taken over by a group of evil guys. And that's when Impact starts speaking for the first time in the fourth game. And of course, like all the other Ganbare Goemon games, there are general stores. Here we can basically purchase things that will basically help us out throughout the game. Rice balls, which we definitely need to buy, will pretty much revive us after we die. The straw hat will basically let us take one projectile hit, and the straw raincoat will let us take one physical attack. And the ones represented on the bottom are pretty... Do I do anything else? The ones represent the strength, and so right now basic armor will only let us do basic things. We have to actually get to different towns in the games to actually get ourselves better armor that will let us take more damage. And that's it for the first town. Town stages are pretty much consist to physically basically make sure that you're able to heal yourself, because there are restaurants where you can buy health ups as well as buy new armor. You can also save your game in the end, which we're not going to do because we're going to use the magic of save stating to keep track of our progress. And if the level gets too annoying, I might have to resort to save stating. Alright, second place, we're basically going on this giant, amazing wooden bridge with beautiful music as the sun is setting over the mountains. New enemies introduced of course, are the standard annoying... God, I really hate the bamboo bazooka enemies. They were annoying in Ganbare Goemon on the N64, and they were so freaking annoying in this game, because if you don't watch where you're going, you will get shot off, and you will probably end up losing a small bit of health. However, unlike Goemon's Great Adventure on the N64, when you actually take a hit in this game, you only lose about half of your health bar. On the N64 game, you basically, it's 3 hits and you're dead, which really made the game a nightmare, especially towards the later... Actually, no, in Stage 3. For some weird reason, that game's learning curve skyrocketed for the entire 3rd stage, and then pretty much died. Now he's dead. And then for like Stage 4 onward, the game was hard, but it was nothing compared to the annoyingness that was World 3. And we've reached the first castle. And like all the other games in the series, each of the castles in this game are based on themes. This first one is pretty much a sumo palace. And I just lost my straw hat. So we basically transverse our way throughout the giant sumo ring, as there are a lot of exciting people watching multiple things of sumo. Which they're kind of situated on different platforms, so I'm going to assume that it's like some sort of movie. And we recently got the Golden Fortune Cat doll. Pretty much what that does is it extends our health. So now we can take 8 hits before we die. But it honestly depends on what kind of enemy we face. Because generally the tougher enemies will basically cause us to lose more health than just half health. Also, I failed to mention that we are timed in this game. Oh, sweet. Full health now. However, the stages do give you... Basically, the time is never unfair. The time you get is always fair, and you always have ample time to beat the stage. As well as clutch all the goodies and rewards that come from it. Ooh, that would have been bad if it would have fallen off. It's probably like a bottomless pit down there. I need as much money as I can get. The more money I have, the more I can use my firecracker bombs. And, of course... Oh, shoot, and... Oh, he's dead. Now we get into our sumo robot! We can pretty much... We can't jump in this thing, but we can do E Honda's like 1,000th fist slap. Very slowly, might I add. And now we've come to the main boss of Chapter 1. One of the Shogun's generals in another sumo outfit. As listen to the quirky boss battle music, we shall take him down. General strategy for this guy. Wail on him, and not fall off the stage like that. Shoot, I've never lost in that boss before. That's the first time for everything. Yeah, there's no way to charge, so we basically have to... Yeah, we can't charge, we can't jump, so we pretty much just have to beat on this guy before he has a chance to knock us off the ring. So in this case, keep moving forward. And wail on him. And the second he does that charge up, just slam at him as much as you can. And now we've revealed what the main commander, or one of the commanders, looks like for the Shogun. And it's a guy in a bunny costume. I have no idea why his generals are dressed up as bunnies. I mean, I guess it has something to do with, you know, the fact that they're, you know, bunny army. And now we summon Impact! And you all know what time it is! Boom! Impact! Woo! Moving the head around because we can. So this is the... Yeah, we have our own robot, yada yada, run away. Anyway, this is the pre-stage before the boss fights. The main object of these is to cause as much havoc and destruction as you can. Kill the villagers, kill the countryside, do whatever it takes. The more things you kill, the higher energy we will have to go into the boss fight. So, deforestation. No one cares. One thing we need to watch out for is pretty much just the small cliff edges, as well as the gaps, like that. And if we fall down a hole, we will lose energy. Ooh, dang, that was close! So yeah, we're going to the energy about 369 health. Yep. And now we go into the first-person punch-out style boss fight. The controls are then different for this. Pretty much, Y is your left jab. Sorry guys, I'm kind of worn out tonight. B is your right jab, R is guard, and X will basically fire a pipe bomb, which you only get one per battle, and it's pretty much like a nuclear device. And our main object is to defeat the guy before he defeats us, because the second we run out of energy... And of course, just like the other, mostly like the standard games, your right jab... Ah, Christ, I'm just getting hit by everything. Your right jab is the strongest. And I always don't time that correctly. There we go. So whenever the guy does the charge up move, you want to make sure you basically right jab him. And then of course for everything else. Oh, he's almost dead. So am I. Pipe bomb! And that finished him off. Oof. Now, not every chapter will have a impact boss fight. It's only like maybe... I want to say like half of them are impact boss fights. The other ones are just standard boss fights. And of course, after we beat a boss, we will get a quirky cutscene. Usually showing the guys celebrating and marveling over their victory. That's the one thing I've always loved about the SNES Goemon games is the art for the character sprites. Not for the both for the in-game sprites as well as the cutscene sprites. They're really well done. Chapter 2. Something I can't understand. And so we will continue next time whenever we basically play this amazing crossover of Super Mario and Ganbare Goemon. And we'll go and do a save here. And so yeah, next time we will take on Chapter 2 and continue to stop the oppressive Rabbit and Shogun force. See you guys then.